Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again. I hope you're doing great. Today we're going to be taking a look at all the known features, the confirmed features of 2024, or should I say MSFS 2024, that is coming out on the 19th of November. We are all very excited, and I've done a video in the past basically analyzing the trailer, and it's somewhere in the top of your screen. I'm going to put a link up there if you want to watch it. But now we're just going to be talking about all the things that are completely confirmed by the Azobo presentations at FlightSim Expo and all the dev Q&A sessions. So basically, to keep this organized, I'm just going to go and divide this all into categories. We're going to be talking about the core sim features, about the technology behind it, about the weather, about the world, about the aviation activity system, or like missions and career, and all the planes that are included as well. We're going to be talking about the new and updated airports that have been confirmed so far, and then basically some other random facts that we've been catching here and there. So, without further ado, let's dive straight into the first topic. The first, but probably the biggest topic of them all, is going to be the core sim. We are going to get a new aerodynamic engine that is going to include customizable surfaces on the plane, and this can easily be added by the third-party developers. We're going to get a new CFD, which basically is going to give you wind flow simulation, and it's going to affect things like grass, and it's going to give us finally wake turbulence, big one. We're going to get a fully featured flight planner that's going to be available both in the sim, which is fantastic, but also in a web-based version. And this is going to be it's going to be done in collaboration with Working Title. So we know for a fact that they're pretty good at what they do, because they have updated the whole avionics systems of MSFS in the past, and it's been great so far. You're going to be able to monitor your flight with like real-time locations. You're going to be able to plan your fuel and payloads, basically like a small quote-unquote sim brief, but embedded in the sim itself. So really nice touch. On top of that, we're gonna have a lot of updated systems like the electrical, pneumatic, and the fuel and hydraulic systems. So everything is gonna be a bit more realistic, which is pretty good for most of us that actually enjoy simulations to its finest, and we don't really enjoy that arcade part of it. We're also gonna get failure, wear, and tear system. I'm not sure what's gonna happen here, but from what we've heard, apparently airplanes are gonna, have random failures, and they're gonna have wear and tear, which is okay. I really enjoy that touch. It adds to the immersion. We're gonna get a payload and passenger system overall. We've seen this in the trailer that we saw, like passengers going through a jetway and boarding the plane. Possible GSX cooperation here would be nice. We don't know. We're gonna get a deeper and wider avionics packages, including the Primus Epic 2 avionics system, also done by Working Title. If you guys, we're gonna hear Working Title a lot in MSFS 2024, as they are now officially partnered with, well, not now, they've been for a while, but they're officially partnered with Azobo on this one. We're gonna get more accurate live traffic and more real liveries. I'm not a big fan of this. I don't really use it in MSFS. If you guys use that, that's cool, but I personally don't use live traffic at all. But it's quite good if you want to, I guess. We're gonna be able to walk outside the aircraft and do proper pre-flight checks to inspect the plane. I'm not sure how this is gonna work. If you guys are familiar with FS Realistic, we have a sort of a beta feature that you can click and you can walk around the airplane. It's a bit finicky right now. I'm not sure how it's going to work. If it's going to be similar to that, or if it's going to be like the A2A Comanche, where you just click like the arrows and you teleport from spot to spot, or if you're going to be able to free roam around the aircraft and actually click on things. Not sure. Quite excited for that one though. We're gonna get an embedded replay tool. I'm pretty sure you guys are familiar with the flight control replay by Fabio. It's basically the best replay tool out there for MSFS, and apparently it's gonna be integrated in MSFS 2024, and it's gonna give us like a proper replay tool out of the box. What else? We're gonna get balloons and airships like Zeppelins. Okay, that's possibly something new to play with. And then something that's been leaking some picture. I'm gonna see if I can post it here on the video. Pictures of the controller profiles per aircraft. So now finally we're gonna be able to do like we did in X-Plane and have a controls mapping per aircraft. So if you want to do like different keybinds for helicopters and stuff, you can do it, and then you can switch to the Cessna 172 and have your custom keybinds on that one as well without having to go into the settings and switching everything. So a lot more comfortable in my opinion. Helicopters are going to be improved, we also know that, because there's going to be like turbine engine improvements and all that. So pretty much sums it for the core sim. In terms of technology, well, you're gonna get a thinner client or a smaller client, so hopefully less time to download and faster loading times, and it helps keep the minimum specs to a low standard. Hopefully this is actually true. I am a bit skeptical about this one. MSFS is in a state right now that it takes a long time to load, even if you use all the possible tips out there. And just to let you know, I did a video on how to speed up your MSFS loading times. It should be also in the top there somewhere if you want to watch it. But even if you do that, especially if you have GSX, things just take a long time to load, and it's a bit of a pain in the behind, you know. But well, hopefully they're being truthful, and we're gonna get that. So, new physics. We saw in the trailer that there's simulation of ropes, there's cargo from helicopters, mesh in the balloons, ground physics. For example, like if you're going across the grass, it's gonna feel different than if you're like on a taxiway, which is incredible. We're also gonna get a greatly improved Lightning engine. Not sure what's gonna happen here. I am a big fan of Lightning, and if you play with light just right, you get some pretty nice results in video games. So we'll see what happens. I'm really excited for that one. Performance improvements. They mentioned multi-threading. I'm not a big geek on these things, so I'm not sure what this exactly means. But hey, performance improvements is always welcome, and hopefully it's true. Obviously, it's gonna be backwards compatible. So you're gonna be able to use everything that you had on 2020. You're gonna be able to use it on 2024. I believe as long as the devs update their things. So we're gonna have this like first month period. I'm assuming that you're not gonna be able to fly much of the MSFS add-ons on MSFS 2024 because people are still updating it. Hopefully I'm wrong and it's gonna be quicker than that, but I don't know. On top of that, we're gonna get ray tracing. Again, pretty nice. I'm not too interested in that, but we'll see how it is. And we're gonna get a new rendering system of rotors. Then again, some nice features, some new technology. Moving on to the weather, we are finally gonna get cirrus clouds. Pretty cool. Aurora Borealis is gonna be fully simulated. We also know that tornadoes and storms are gonna be introduced and improved. And the improved lighting that we mentioned before will definitely enhance the clouds. Yes, the current clouds in MSFS 2020 are a bit of a disappointment. Sometimes they look very, very nice, and sometimes they look awful. They look like cotton candy. Sometimes it's just really bad. So hopefully, you know, this will increase the detail of clouds in 2024. Now, the world. Possibly the reason why we all love MSFS, and hopefully we'll love MSFS 2024, is the world. So apparently we're gonna get 3D tessellated ground materials, and type of terrain is gonna matter because, you know, the grass, the vegetation, the rocks, everything is gonna be 3D. Great stuff. Great stuff. I'm not sure they're gonna work with the performance here, but hopefully they find a magical way of making everything work and look great without consuming too much resources. But yeah, 3D rocks, grass, vegetation, ground materials, crazy stuff. It's gonna be a greatly enhanced tree and fauna diversity with almost around 30 different biomes, which is a lot of biomes. I didn't know there were that many, but okay. There's gonna be crops, like fully 3D crops, because apparently you're gonna be able to fly crop dust in planes and actually do missions like that. There's gonna be more photogrammetry technology outside the cities. Basically, it's gonna be apparently an ongoing process. They're gonna focus. It's basically like the world updates that we get right now. They're gonna be able to recreate national parks, mountains, buildings, monuments, stuff like that. But they're gonna keep updating it just the same way that they have been doing in MSFS currently. We're gonna get full seasons, and this is really interesting because at the moment you have to get I think it's Rex something in MSFS to get the seasons, and even then it's a bit meh. But right now it's gonna be integrated into 2024. We're gonna get full seasons, world life ship traffic and new ship models. This is one that's interesting because right now obviously we have air traffic, we have live air traffic, and apparently we're gonna get ship traffic as well. And guess what? It's apparently gonna be in cooperations with the guys from Seafront Simulations. You know, the global shipping vessels add-on. Apparently there's gonna be a cooperation with them. So you're gonna be able to get full world live ship traffic. Pretty neat. 3D waves are going to be synced with ships. Also, in terms of you know, simulation, immersion, pretty nice looking detail. Water is going to be looking a lot better because of the new lighting system we've mentioned in the past as well. And there's going to be cooperation with a very well-known developer, Huff and Flight, from the We Love VFR add-on and Orbex. They're going to be able to recreate vertical obstacles that includes antennas, chimneys, and they cover the whole globe. So they're going to be using their work, they're going to be using their corporation and putting this as default in 2024. So for all of us that enjoy VFR, we're going to get some properly placed objects in the world. Now let's talk about the aviation activity system, or the mission/career. As seen in the 2024 trailer, we've seen that there's a lot of types of aviation that are being represented. So apparently you're going to be able to actually go into a career mode, and you're going to go through like certifications that you need to obtain to be able to fly in different planes and do different missions. There's an official cooperation with Red Bull Air Racing, so that's going to be a thing, like an official partner. We've seen that in the trailer, but it's been confirmed. And hopefully we get some nice competitions with Red Bull Air Racing. Reno Air Races are coming back, which they're not named Reno anymore. It's STIHL National Championship Air Races. It's going to be in their new location. It's going to be in Roswell, New Mexico, and it's going to be also included in the base sim, which is pretty nice. And it's been confirmed all the types of aviation that we're going to get. We're going to get like commercial flights, air ambulance, scientific aviation, VIP, advertising, agricultural aviation, cargo aviation, rescue aviation, etc., etc. So, in terms of mission and progression, we seem to be getting a lot of cool stuff. Planes, helicopters, gliders that are going to be included in the base sim. We now know that there's an extensive list that I'm just gonna put here on the screen so you guys can read it while I'm talking, because it's quite extensive. But I just want to say that we need to keep in mind that this list is still going to have to be divided into the different packages that we're going to be able to purchase, because as we now know, 2024 is going to follow the same business model as 2020, and we're going to be able to buy, you know, the base sim, and then you're going to be able to buy the deluxe for an extra, and yeah, you know how it is. We know how it turned out for MSFS. Most of us didn't buy the deluxe edition, and we didn't really miss it because the default planes were not that good. But in this case, I'm feeling a bit reluctant because I'm seeing a lot of good names in that list. I'm seeing a lot of developers that we know that make extremely good airplanes in that list. We're talking about indie builds with the 300, with the 330, and the 400 right there on the top of the list. We're talking about DC design that, yeah, okay, they're not the best, but they're doing an A10. We're talking about Coronado that's been doing a lot of good aircraft for 2020. Aerosoft, Godfriend, so pretty well-known developers are on this list. Moving on to the new and updated airports. This list is currently very small. We know that Aspen is gonna be updated We know that Donegal in Ireland is going to be updated. You know, JFK is going to be updated, so it's going to be in the base sim, and it's all done by Gaia Simulations, another well-known developer in the flight sim community. We also know that all glider airports and helipads in the world are going to be included. Now, this is good news. This is really good news, especially because we're going to have so much aviation diversity. It's really good that you can explore every single location that is available to us in the world. Pretty nice stuff. So this is turning out to be a pretty long video, just to talk about these updates, but there's a lot of stuff that we now know is confirmed for 2024. It's quite exciting to talk about this. We know that it's going to be the biggest sim ever made. There's currently around 500 people working on it, and they said that 2020 has reached their limit in terms of technology, and that's why they're creating 2024. However, apparently MSFS 2020 is going to be supported until 2028 with updates. So if you don't want to make the jump to 2024, you're still going to get updates until 2028. Obviously, the technology is not going to improve any further, so you're going to be kind of capped at that one. On top of this is just my personal opinion, but throughout the notes that we've been talking about here, I've seen a lot of well-known developers. We've seen Blackbird, we've seen DC Design, we've seen Coronado, Builds, Godfriends, and many others. And the thing is, I don't remember this happening when 2020 came out. Right? It was all new. Developers had to gain their reputation, even though they've been in the past working in different sims like X-Plane and P3D and FSX. They've been in the market for years. But I think that Azobo is finally learning that the way to go forward very, very fast and the way to profit a lot of money is to include the good developers out there. You know, the Vessels guy, the Seafront Simulations, the big airplane makers, Fabio with his replay tool. Honestly, working title, hello. So honestly, I really think that they are moving forward, and they're gonna move forward really, really fast because they finally hit that spot where they're thinking, okay, I need to grab the community, I need to grab the good developers that are out there, and we need to make a whole project together that's gonna be the best simulator out there for everyone. Hopefully, it's gonna cater to every single niche in aviation that we have. For all the bush flying lovers, for all the commercial lovers, for all the arcadey, I just want to fly some planes guy, for the full-on simulation, I've got a full cockpit in my house guy, so for everybody. These are exciting times for flight simulation, for real. 2024 is going to bring us something that we thought was already unbeatable. We thought that 2020 was the peak of technology that we could enjoy. Everybody got surprised with how well MSFS turned out in these years. And now to know that 2024 is going to include most of the things that we thought were missing and new things that we didn't even know we wanted, it's crazy. It's crazy. I've been flying in simulators for so many years now, and just recently became a content creator, and I'm baffled. I'm baffled by the amount of technology and effort and cooperation that is being put into this project. So let me know what you think about this. Let me know if I missed anything as well on these notes. Your feedback is really important to me, so just go ahead and comment on the section below. Also, if you're enjoying the type of content, like, share with your friends, help the channel grow. We are gonna be there for November on 2024 for sure. As soon as that buy button is available, I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be installing and I'm gonna be flying. So, subscribe, like, comment, and let me know your thoughts. As always, until the next one, safe flights to everyone. See ya!